That is my phone telling me that we are live. Welcome to the cozy evening cabin. Turns out the birthday party I was supposed to be at was cancelled, so I still wanted to stream. Maybe I don't want chat on screen for this, so we'll just turn it off. No coffee right now. Right now we are drinking whiskey. Just light sips. A nighttime drink. I don't feel like dilly-dallying. I'm not very good at it. I would have you vote on which deck to start with. We'll start with vanilla. Let's not go too crazy, so we'll just stick with the basic challenges. I want to actually win the first attempt. I love this game. Ever since my first playthrough, I've been going back to this game sort of around the fall or Christmas time every year. And that first note always gets me. Oh, and now I have stopped the music. I don't know how this creepy cabin has gone from eerie to cozy for me, but... Ooh. Black Goat is an incredible card to have in your deck. Especially if you're going for, fair hand mechanic strats. That means you have to get rid of all the other single blood cost cards. I think I'll take it. And why not have a bone card as well? Well, I don't really want a pack rat, but there is a sigil sacrifice up there. So here we'll do a 50-50. either we get rid of this card that we don't want, or we get a broken card. So the first one's a given. Then I think in Casey's mod, the second one is a 50-50, whether or not it gives it another might or the natives eat it. And it's gotten another might. Okay. Now the Stoat might be our one blood wonder for this run. And we didn't draw it. Fantastic. That's fine. We'll just... Okay. We'll place him here so he can tank one. And, Well, luckily we don't have to move the bullfrog because the burrow sigil will ensure that the bullfrog does the damage. So we'll go ahead and draw from the deck. Use up these two items just so we can get better ones at the next backpack event. And we'll go ahead and play our wolf. And there's our Stoat. Got some decent overkill damage. It would be folly to move on without at least a couple items. Oh, right. We can buy the Skinner's knife. That's an amazing item in and of itself. Yeah. Thanks for your patronage. This can be really good in some instances. We already have a Black Goat in our deck. Yeah. That plus the Skinner's knife is usually really good. The Guardian Sigil is kind of useless. We got our Stoat. So we'll just deal 3 damage turn 1 and kill the Raven turn 2. So close. So I'll probably get rid of the Bullfrog with the Sigil sacrifice. And then I'll still have 2 1-bloods left. I forget if 0 cost interferes with the fair hand mechanic. but the red heart sucks unless you're really going for like a sacrifice machine. So I'll just go for Moose Book. So we're getting rid of the Bullfrog. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but it gets rid of our. It gets rid of the Bullfrog at least. Another Sigil Sack up ahead. Two of them. Fortunately, there's no way we can do the campfire and one of those. What would I even do? I guess I can put Worthy Sacrifice on the Stoat. But Worthy Sacrifice by itself doesn't make it a good one hit, one shot wonder. Well, we'll have to think about that until after this battle. So he'll spawn in, do nothing, and then move here. So we'll spawn in our Moose Book here. It'll hit, then move, and on the next turn it'll hit here, which is where the Raven Egg will be. Keeping the Raven from spawning. Perfect. There's our Stoat. And that should be victory. Abusing the fair hand mechanic is trying to design a card, a single blood cost card, that basically wins the game in one round. So one way to do that is to get a card that does 5 damage, or in this case 6 damage, because I start each battle with 1 point against me. I'm not seeing any good way to make that using the sigils I have right now. And if I go here to the campfire, then I have to get a pack rat because my items are full. And if I do get a playable card from this one, it'll already have extra sigils on it, meaning I can't use them as at the sigil sacrifice event. Having a pack rat wouldn't be that bad, though. This is probably a misplay, but I'm going to go this way. And of course, it gave me all 1 blood cost cards. Okay. New plan. The next time we find a sigil sacrifice, we put these sigils on our stoat. Because a stoat that does constant 3 damage each round is pretty good. Definitely not guaranteeing any round 1 victories. But it'll do. And it's health. Well, might as well. Now the stoat has become so good that I don't really want to risk it. This is not really the deck I would have preferred going into this battle. The trapper stood before you. Out of habit, you reached for your collection of teeth. The man grimaced and shook his head. You shouldn't have come here. Oh boy. So, the bullfrog comes in. Hold on. They each hit. This one flips this one over. Then this one flips this one over, so they basically go back to neutral, or, you know, where they were before. And then this one flips this one. But if I turn one Moosebuck, hit this one, Moosebuck goes here, tanks this guy, and then both of these flip each other over. Or I just go Pack Rat. That's not a good time to use those items. So we'll go ahead and do that. It'll at the very least stall for time, which is kind of what you want with this fight. Flip, flip. There's Cuckoo, though it doesn't do me any good now. Yeah. I should have drawn a squirrel. To try to keep the Moosebuck alive, we're going to do this. That way those traps don't really work as well anymore. We'll let him move out of the way of that. That's good. We got a pelt at least. Oh, if only I had put the alpha next to a squirrel in front of the trap. That way the squirrel would have gotten pelted. I'm gonna go ahead and have the cuckoo eat it. It's not much use for stalling anymore. Ah, it is the end of my turn. Let's trade. Such powerful creatures. Choose wisely. Well, I'm already dealing 5 damage, so we're just gonna do that. Not terrible. Your lives are restored. Hmm. The Lammergeier can be good. Hmm. There might be some synergy with Mealworm and Black Goat. I'll take Mealworm. A hideous swarm of insects gathered around you. Reptiles slipped and slithered around your feet. You are now engulfed by the wetlands. Don't need more items. I don't want another pack rat. And might as well get rid of this pelt. Hmm. If I encounter the mycologists, I could do something really silly with another black goat. There's no guarantee that'll happen, though. So we'll take this broken sigil. Crappy sigil or 2 tribes that I don't really have in my deck. I have 1 insect. Oh, and there's 1 bird, but I don't intend on keeping him around for very long. If I get a good sigil the next time Well, I can't go that way. If I get a good sigil on the next totem, then I can do something really nutty with the mealworm. Yeah, now I can show off what the cuckoo does. Boop. You do not get to play there. And I get a constant 1 damage on that space. That sucks. Whatever enemy hits this just dies. Because it's got sharp quills and touch of death. Okay. We'll just eat the damage for now, tit for tat. Classic stall tactic. Just use the mice. Let's see, then it dies. And another one. Yeah, that was, well, I've got 4 now. So for 3 turns, I can equal him on the constant 2 damage. And now it's over. If I'm correct, I don't think the overkill damage will carry over. Because the sharp quills resolve before this card dies. And once they resolve, Moosebuck dies, meaning that the extra 2 damage does not get carried over to the Bullfrog. I'm probably going to have to use my items here. How much damage have I done? I can't see. Left? Thank you. Okay. If I can get 4 damage on the board and have them fly over these using this item over here, that could work. I can do that with by just drawing another squirrel. So Moosebuck there, and then fly. Didn't want to use my Skinner's knife. I don't take the bugs purely because of the totem. Ooh, the cockroach. Okay. Now it's time for some shenanigans. Unkillable. So, unkillable field mice. Unkillable black goat. Infinite worthy sacrifices. Oops. Unkillable mealworm is interesting. Unkillable stoat, just to have a decent card that never dies. Unkillable black goat is a really good contender for Fairhand mechanic strats. Do you guys have any opinions on what I should do? Unkillable and fecundity is also a really powerful combination. I almost want to do the mealworm just in anticipation of what the next totem will do. But in that case, I kind of want to keep both of these around just to see what the totem does. Unkillable Cuckoo is interesting because then I can just fill up the opponent's board with broken eggs. I could do Unkillable Black Goat now, which still leaves me with 3 single blood cost cards. But then on the next one, I can do Cuckoo onto the Stoat. That way, Fairhand Mechanic will give me either the Cuckoo Stoat or the Unkillable Black Goat, which are both really good starting cards. In fact, I think I'd rather trim down... Oh, no, not that one. I'd rather trim down my amount of single blood cost cards. Yeah, so now we'll either get the Cracked Stoat or the Black Goat. Turn 1. Ooh, that'll be fun to deal with. Let's finish this as quickly as possible. If that's even an option for us. I might need to use the knife. I don't know what I could even draw to finish this right now. Well, let's think about this. Without using the knife, the moose buck kills both of these. But then the mantis grows to an elder mantis, which I believe would give it 2 might, 3 health. Deals 4 damage. Which brings me down here. Then I deal 3. Then he deals 4. And hopefully I'll have matched his damage output by then. But he'll likely have played another couple cards. By then, it might be too late to use the Skinner's knife. We'll go for it. Oh, right, it turns into Mantis God. That's not as bad. I forgot, if there is a possible version that it can turn into, that's what it'll do. But if there is no predetermined card, then it just adds 1 might and 2 health. Okay, forgot about that. Yeah. The Mantis God. Everyone's favorite. Okay, so I deal 3. He deals 3. 1, 2. Block. Mantis goes 1, 2, and then B goes 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll survive. Barely. I don't know if the pack rat will be enough. Well, I'll be able to play both pack rat and alpha. We should survive. 1, 2. Either side isn't a great place to put the alpha, but I guess it would be better to put him in the middle. So pack rat goes here. Ooh, that is a good item. And we get a B. We get a B that grows up. Oh, right, he just shoves him to the side anyway. Whoops. I was right to stick it out. Behold the bee. Alright, he blocks flying. I had nearly forgotten. I think we just win here. Not with too much overkill, because both of these two get blocked and then we deal 4. Yeah, that's fine though. We don't really need the overkill. Oh. I must have not heard the alert. Thank you, Retro Rix, for the follow. Well, now we got mycologists, but we don't have any duplicates. I could either bet on a duplicate or use my 10 teeth to buy a pelt. I am pretty curious as to what actually no, we want the sigil sacrifice to get the unkillable goat. So yeah, definitely this way. Now, if I were playing optimally, I just get the rabbit pelt because I don't want to clutter my deck too much. But I do want to see what sort of stuff this can get me. We're playing this for fun, after all. The unkillable goat. Or the infinite field mice. The unkillable goat. Two mycologists up ahead. I have 0 duplicates. What am I going to do with that? If I had bought more rabbit pelts, I could have fused those together. So here's our brood stoat. No, I don't think you will get to play that mantis. Thank you very much. Now we win in 2 turns. 1, 2. Excuse me for a moment. Aptly named that bot. Wait, did the ban not work? Get out of here. What? Why didn't his message disappear? Oh, it didn't show up to begin with. It's only showing up on my side. Never mind. If you'll excuse me. Ooh. But I just made the unkillable goat. I do want the sigil sacrifice, so I can do some sort of shenanigans here. But there's no guarantee I'll get a double. I really should have gotten another rabbit pelt instead of a wolf pelt. With this, there's a better chance I can guarantee a double, but not 2. Eh. Could bank on the alpha or the mealworm, but it'll likely be a bat or a rattler or something. Could get field mice. Field mice or wolf. Maybe even moosebuck. Because I've got the unkillable black goat, getting a 3-blood actually wouldn't be that bad. So if it's like a bear or a great white, I'm not too mad about that. Be happy for a direwolf. Ooh, it was a moose buck. It actually might have been the best possible pull. Okay, so I was initially thinking Fecundity Mealworm. That way if I play 2 mealworms and then whatever I feed it to gets +4 health. Then later on I get a campfire, maybe buff it a little bit. Then whatever I feed it to gets +2, 4. You get it. It stacks. Or I could give... Or actually, I'm about to fuse this moose buck. So the other moose buck has not guardian, but great leap or whatever it's called. No, hold on. Flip through the pages. Mighty leap. So what could go with that? What if I put mealworm on the moose buck? Put mealworm on the moose buck. Fuse the moose buck, then it's a 6/14, and then whatever eats the moose buck gets +6 might and +14 health. Hmm. And we've got the infinite goat. Oh, but if I get rid of the mealworm, then my totem doesn't mean anything. I think I'm actually going to put alpha. Well. I think I'll stick with my original plan of putting field mice on mealworm. Because the fused moose buck is going to be godlike in and of itself, just because of the sheer value. But I'm excited to see if I can get a good sigil from the totem. There he is. Oh no, not that sigil. The dangers of putting any pelts in your deck. I have 4 cards that do nothing. But that's okay, because we have the Stoat. Wait. Actually, I think in this... I think all the cards resolve before the Angler takes place, so that Kingfisher is going to be here. So... Here you go. Oh wait, I'm about to win anyway. That was useless. I actually really shouldn't have done that. But it's okay because we're just gonna win right now. And there's the black goat back. The angler is definitely the easiest of the three bosses. Mantis. Oh, they're all one bloods. Because of course they are. Well, Mantis is definitely the best out of these three. And he's a bug, so maybe that puts more weight on that totem. I'm putting a lot of faith in this totem, which is usually a bad idea. The woodlands. Well, let's trade in our pelts. Okay, so let's think about this. Whatever we draw here, we're probably going to add to the Mantis, or we're going to take from the Mantis and give to it. Corpse Magus, it's interesting, but unfortunately, all my big sigils that would have worked with it are in use. Double Strike Mantis essentially gives me Mantis God. Stinky Mantis. Stinky Mantis is not terrible, because then I can just place him in front of anything that does 1 damage, and he essentially just gets to live there, constantly doing damage to the other spaces. I would love to take Porcupine if I had something with Touch of Death. Or if I could still put it on the Moose Buck. I don't want to take any 1-bloods, unless I'm going to Sigil Sack them. Stinky Mantis, definitely a contender. Just having a Direwolf is great, especially with Black Goat. I think I definitely want to put the Mantis Sigil on something else, because having the Infinite Black Goat or the Stalling Stoat 50-50 each encounter is good. It's not only abusing the fair hand mechanic, but it's keeping it interesting as well, because not every encounter will be the same. I can do some pretty crazy stuff with corpse maggots. And it's another bug. Hmm. Direwolf. It's a good card and it's a good sigil. Corpse Maggot's Raven. Yeah. Mealworm Corpse Maggots. This is completely useless. Because this card never gets hit. And this sigil only activates if it gets hit. This is completely useless. Because this card never hits anything. And this sigil is only useful if it hits anything. Stinky Wolf Cub is decent. More survivability, so that it can actually take the time to evolve into to grow into a wolf. This is just a dire wolf. This sigil rarely means anything, and it's usually a hindrance. Double Strike Bloodhound. This is essentially a dire wolf that costs less. This is a pretty good card. Like, Elk is a decent card in and of itself, and making it unkillable just adds to its survivability. But I feel like it's really up to these two. So, like, posit this. If I get a round where I get the Stall Stoat, and he dies, but I have a Raven in my hand, and it just replaces the Stoat. So I just trade a 3/4 flyer for a 2/3 flyer. It's still really good. This one's interesting. I do like utilizing this sigil, even though it's like not the most optimal one. So like when my card dies, Corpse Eater activates, it replaces it without me having to spend 5 bones. And then I either use it for, its 1 might 2 health, or I then sacrifice it for the next thing we're going to play, which might be a Stoat. Stoat. Or a Pack Rat. Or the unkillable Black Goat. Hold on. If I have the Black Goat eat the Mealworm, then it'll keep that 3 health, I'm pretty sure, even when it dies again. So that is some interesting synergy. I think I'll take the Corpse Maggots. There's a totem up ahead. Yes, we're getting rid of Mantis. Could give it to the Direwolf, essentially making it a Direwolf Mantis God, striking 2 damage to 3 spaces. Making it an instant round winner if I get it turn 1, provided there are no obstructions. I could give it to the wolf to spread out my utility even more. So like, this is a 4 damage card this is a 6 damage card rather than having a 3 damage card and a 4 and a 6 damage card. It's weird the way it works if you add bifurcating to double strike, because normally this strikes the same space twice, and normally this strikes the space to the left and the space to the right diagonally. But combined, it only does 1, 2, 3. Because normally bifurcating replaces the single forward strike. So bifurcating deletes, so think of it as bifurcating deletes the left arrow, leaving only the right arrow. In addition to its 2 arrows, so it'll go 1, 2, 3. Bifurcating alpha is pretty cool because it buffs the 2 cards next to it, but then also does damage in front of those 2 cards. I feel like I've drawn alpha a lot more than wolf this run. This decision doesn't really matter, now that I'm thinking about it. I think I'll spread out the utility a bit. Sharp Quills again. Okay, here's Black Goat and Pack Rat. Not ideal. But what can you do? Oh, why didn't I use an item? Whatever. That was stupid. A direwolf. I see. Well, there's Moosebook. Well, let's just have Moosebook rampage. This should be interesting. $14 health. Pretty good. Oh, hey. It's our good friend the Stoat. Wow. Yeah, still doing overkill damage. He'll take 2 damage in the process, but still get the job done. I'll barely survive. Or I could... It should be... It should be fine. We'll see what else he's got. Those sharp quills are definitely putting in the work. Let's just keep him from playing that. and do... Oh, hey, that's 10 damage. That's game. Very nice. Thank you. Very nice. Can't really buy anything, and I don't want to get pelts again. I like my arrangement. Rather pick the exact card than the category. Ooh. We'll do Lammergeier, just so we don't throw off our fair hand mechanic strategy. For those wondering, the fair hand mechanic basically makes it to where you are able to play turn 1 at the very least. So it basically forces a one blood cost card to your hand turn 1. And if you only have one single blood cost card in your deck, then you'll basically always get that card turn 1. Yes. Oh my god. That is so perfect. That is incredible. Even if this is the only... For both of these, honestly, that is so broken. We've got our sacrifice machines locked and loaded. If I lose this run, then it will be completely my fault. There is no reason why I should lose this run at this point. So, don't be stupid, me. Bifurcating birds. Black goat, moose buck. Okay. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sorry, you don't get a turn. Why not? Why not? Ooh. Oh, those are the only 5 cards that don't already have, like, stitched on sigils. Okay. Corpse Maggot's Direwolf instantly comes to mind. But keep in mind, these Corpse Maggots are unkillable. So, unkillable items? Infinite items? Infinite free items? Touch of Death. He's really pulling out all the stops. Oh, hey, it gave me Moosebuck again. I don't even get to use my crazy powered Corpse Maggots. Wild Bull. just to not throw off the fair hand mechanic. So basically, what he does is he copies one of my cards. I have so many good cards, though. What should I have him copy? The stoat? The black goat? Having two of these wouldn't really do much good. It's already a toss-up between which one of these I'll draw in a given round. I could choose Moosebuck to increase the chances of getting Moosebuck. Could even choose one of these unkillables. Get up to some weird shenanigans with that. Sure. You ruined it. Well, maybe not. Maybe you didn't ruin it. Oh, I was really hoping that'd be might. Well, either you ruined it or... Now I have a 6 health mealworm. I could have done so much better with those interactions. Interesting. Okay. For ratification, his cards will get stronger for every one of my cards they defeat. Direwolf and Stoat. So we can start with the Stoat here. Just to ensure he doesn't play his wolf. And leave it at that. And you don't get another turn. The downside to that is that phase 2 of this boss just kills all the cards on my side of the board, but I've got corpse maggots. It just played it for me, for free. So now, I'm gonna play Direwolf. Except, it's not a 2/5 Direwolf. It's a 3/7 Direwolf. Because it ate the yummy, yummy corpse maggots. I'm gonna play the other corpse maggots for fun. Oh yeah, it's all come together. As much as I want an unkillable beehive, I really don't want to throw off my strategy. But both of these suck. Okay, hold on. Let's think about this. Right before the final boss, I get one more event. So I can put this sigil on something else. Like something with a lot of health. Yes, I think I will. Unfortunately, won't have the unkillable sigil with the totem, but I do like getting freebies. Get it? Freebies? The Heartwolf is already better than all the other ones. These two don't have as much survivability. This doesn't matter. My whole deck centers around those two 1 blood cards, so it honestly doesn't matter who I give this to. Lammergar, I haven't played you yet. I haven't played him yet. So maybe he'll get his chance to shine during the final boss. Ugh, forgot I had my hair tied up. Couldn't lean it against the back of my seat. I usually tie my hair up when I cook. Don't want to get hair in the food. I made shrimp scampi over garlic bread. This is my first time making a garlic bread spread and then using a brush to apply it to the bread before toasting it. Nice. Very nice. I used some leftover rosé we had. Is the music too loud? Let me know if the music's too loud. I used some leftover rosé we had to cook the shrimp. Made it really nice. And then I used the rest of the rosé to do my own makeshift Italian soda type cocktails. It was sort of an abomination. It was lemon lime Mountain Dew Baja Blast with cranberry syrup and the rosé. It was like a fruit punch Italian soda. That's what I called it anyway. It wasn't bad, to be honest. Once you've reached this phase, you've practically won. Like, there's not much you can, not much you can do to lose at this point. What did that even... Nothing spawned. What did you think you were doing, Leshy? We gotta give the Lammergeier a chance to play. Gotta give the Mealworm a chance to play too. It's a lot of bones. And for my super healthy wild bull, healthy bull, healthy buck. Yay. The Limerick Ira got a hit in, and it was the finishing blow. To the moon, at least. 15 misplays? When? That's a lot of misplays. Okay. So that was the vanilla starter deck. Do you guys want to see a different one? There's vanilla. Here's blood. Here's ant. Here's mantis god. Here's waterborne, which I hate. Here's bone. Here's null. And then the Hydra egg, which is very difficult to do when challenges are active. And honestly, you're better off just using them as fodder rather than trying to get them to hatch. Though it is fun to try to get them to hatch. But getting them to hatch while also dealing with 100 challenges just isn't, I don't know. It's not going to go well for you. That's all I can say. Mantis God looks good on the surface, and I definitely thought it was gonna be the best when I first played this challenge mod. But you're spending so much effort trying to get the ringworms to work on the campfires, and then you just end up with 05 ringworms that aren't doing anything for you in the long run. Let's do the insect deck. It has been a long time since I've done it. Replace the final boss. Let's do grizzlies. I hate waterborne squirrels. No starting with the hook, obviously. Single life, I think, definitely. Yeah, let's not do annoying starters. Stick with all totems. Yeah. I'm no pushover. But fuck you. I have beaten a Skullstorm before. At least twice. I've beaten it once without knowing about the fair hand mechanic. And then I beat it a second time very easily utilizing the fair hand mechanic. Yeah. This is pretty good, pretty challenging. The main problem will be dealing with the grizzlies. But basically what we need is to get at least one card that does 5 damage and get a pair of scissors in my inventory. And then I should be able to beat the bosses. And here we go. Campfire, sigil. So we're starting with 2 1-bloods. Beehive. Ooh. Beehive Ant Queen would be interesting. Don't really like any of these. Skunk Beehive almost defeats the purpose. I could go for Insect Totem again. Or I could just forget the ant strat altogether. This is not a good start. Let's do Wolf and Beehive. This just means it'll take us a round or two to trim down our 1-blood cost. Thinking either Stinky Wolf or Beehive Queen. That way when I play the Queen, it spawns, or I could do Ant Queen Beehive. Ooh. Yes, because then each bee that I get will spawn an ant. Yes. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Dumbledore asked calmly. Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? That's right. We're going to use all our items right now because we need better ones. All right, here's Beehive. And a worker ant. Actually, I should have put him where the frozen opossum was. And here's a bee. So I'm going to play this bee. Oh, would you look at that? And I'm going to play this squirrel. And I'm going to play this ant. Boom. And now I'm going to play this ant. Et voila. And hopefully every single map will go like that. For some reason, that looked like a mushroom to me. But then I actually looked at it, and it no longer looked like a mushroom to me. Oh, the moose buck again. I think I'd rather the dire wolf pup. Definitely. Definitely. Okay. Still not quite a guaranteed win for the Grizzlies, but if we can hold on to those till the boss, then as long as we can do 3 damage to a single space, we beat the Grizzlies. Okay. We don't need more items, so it's pointless to go that way. And I would like to campfire this beehive up. I think that would be awesome to have a goated beehive. Just need to figure out what to do with our other one bloods. And now we sort of just stall. Or that shush. Don't misplay me. It doesn't matter anyway. Not in this case. I'll accept you calling that a misplay. Not playing. Stinky mud turtle? Stinky mud turtle or armored direwolf pup. Either way, I'm taking the mud turtle. Yes. Well, I mean, we're pretty early on in the run, right? I don't want to push it. I like my anthill beehive too much. Wrong button. Stinky coming in useful. And that should be game. There we go. Ooh. Oh, but I really don't want yet another one blood to deal with. We did mealworm black goat last time. But I was not paying attention to see if there were any mycologists up ahead. they weren't. But we will get a pack rat, I guess. Okay. So first off, we need to get rid of one of these. We'll do the skunk. I kind of want to put sigils on both of the direwolf pups, so that way when we fuse them, they just have a crap ton of sigils. Oh, this is going to be interesting. The pack rat, always useful. Let's hope so. Thank God it's not a dangerous totem. I really would have preferred the beehive. Man, I really don't want to have to use an item turn 1. Dang it. I'm gonna have to use an item turn 1. Because if I play the ant here, he deals 2, kills the ant. So I deal 1, he deals 2, then I'm left without any fodder. So I'll have to draw a squirrel. He deals 2. Then I draw a squirrel again. And I can play either the wolf or the direwolf pup. Either way, whatever I play, it'll get blocked. And he'll just deal another damage. Or I maybe get lucky and draw the beehive. But even if I play the beehive, yeah, that sucks. And the ants don't do very well against the bears. We need both of these to be able to beat the bears. We just have to hope that whatever the pack rat gives us is good enough. The wise clock frees up 1 space, making it so we don't actually have to defeat one of the bears before dealing damage to Leshy. So I'd rather use the hourglass now. I use the hourglass, skip the turn, draw a squirrel, play the wolf. I deal 3 damage. Then he deals 2 damage and 1 damage to the wolf. Then the wolf kills the bullfrog. And then he deals another 2 damage. It'll be 3 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage. And then either he plays something that kills the wolf, or I deal another 3 damage after that. But hopefully I'll have drawn enough cards by that point. So we're going to stall. And I'll... oh yeah, Guardian. That actually helps. That makes it to where he deals less damage. But then whatever I play gets caught by the trap. Hmm. Well, I have to remember he's going to pass his next turn. So the flying ant could actually defeat the strange frog by itself and then activate the trap on the subsequent turn. Or the turn after that, at least. The flying ant takes 3 turns to do that. The strange frog number 2 takes 3 turns to bring me down to 1 health point left. By then, I'll be able to play my other cards. So that's what we're going to do. In addition to him passing, thank God this is the boss of map 1. Otherwise he'd be playing something a lot stronger. He's going to do 2 damage because activates the trap and then the bullfrog gets played. But if I play something now, then the strange frog is going to leap in the way. And I don't want that. I want to keep at least one of these for the grizzlies, preferably the direwolf pup. The goal now is not to win phase 1 as fast as I can. The goal now is to stall for as long as I can to draw as many cards as possible. I could sacrifice both the ant and the wolf. I could sacrifice the squirrel and the ant to play the wolf here, kill this strange frog. That way, none of his cards do any damage. I just take a few turns to draw some cards. The goal is to get him in a stalemate, or something similar. The 2 turns go by, the trap sets off, and the wolf dies. It's better than nothing. Depends on what he'll play. There's my beehive. I need the pack rat now. Of course, the pack rat was the very last card. Okay. Now, whatever item I get from this pack rat will determine whether or not I'm able to beat the Grizzlies. That is possibly the worst option it could have given me. Shit. It's still possible. It's still possible to win. It's just going to be a lot harder. We're going to need to do a lot of stalling. So we're going to need pelts. I want to make sure there's a grown direwolf pup in this space. Yeah. Yes, I believe that is correct. Oh, that's the last squirrel card. Okay. Okay, so first off, I do this. I deal 4 damage, putting me at 1 damage away from winning. See, even if I got the pliers, even if I got the fricking pliers, I would have been able to win this easily. But we didn't get the pliers. We didn't get the marker pliers, unfortunately. We have 3 ants, and we can get them up to 3 damage. but they'll all die in one hit from the Grizzlies anyway. So I deal 4 damage. Grizzly hits Direwolf for 3. And kills whatever's here, kills whatever's here. Hits this Grizzly for 4. Direwolf hits Grizzly for 4. These 2 spaces are stall spaces. I'm using wolf pelts and whatever else to stall. Probably the mud turtle. Only have 3 squirrels? Oh, this is going to be rough. Grizzly hits that one for 4. Then this Grizzly kills Direwolf. Death, death, death. Then I'll have to somehow stall 3 more spaces. And then whatever I put there will have to deal at least 2 damage to this Grizzly to then open up this spot one more time. And then hopefully I can deal 1 more damage. Oh, I should have kept a bee. I should have kept a bee to fly over starvation. Starvation began to set in. Okay. That's actually not terrible. That's not a bad spot for it. Because I can have that piece of starvation. Just stall that for a few turns. But then those 2 spots die. Oh, I'm getting pretty lucky here. As long as it doesn't spawn in that space. I've got this. Probably shouldn't have played it like that, but there we go. Yeah. Well, that's a bust. We got close. But not close enough. Dang. We'll try again with the same deck, same settings. Totem and pack. Well, I want new items, so I'm not going for that pack. Because I have to use the items first. Ooh, the magpie. All these suck. The sigil sucks. I don't have any hooved. And the one bird that I have, I'm going to sacrifice. This is somehow worse luck than last time. He loves the burrowing elk fawn for some reason. Hmm. Okay, now we have a pretty good skunk. Now we just have to get rid of the flying ant. Oh, perfect. Easy peasy. Hmm. Well, I need the item. Whoops. Well, I need the items as much as I want the sigil. Hmm. Does the Bloodlust sigil synergize with the ants? That would be pretty interesting if it were the case. And it's my only bone cost card at this point, so not terrible. Ay, none of these are helpful against the bears. Damn. Now I'm wishing I chose the fan instead. Because if I chose the fan and the bleach, then I could have flown over all the bears. I didn't. I don't recall if there was another pack on the map. I mean, if there was, I would definitely like more items because these aren't great. Ugh, this deck doesn't work at all with the Grizzlies. Because the most you can get with the ants is 4. That's not enough. Well, hmm. I'm not going to be able to beat this boss. I'm not going to be able to beat this boss. I'm not sure what I could have done better in building my deck that run. I really just did not have options. Oh boy, I got the magpie. I was thinking in the back of my head that maybe I could get the Wolverine to build up enough damage to just destroy the Grizzly in front of it. But, yeah. Unfortunately, I was dealing with the Trapper, so the only fodder it would have had to get stronger was traps. Man. Well, I've got a lot of bones. Survived as long as I could. I honestly don't know what I could have done differently. Like, maybe I could have switched up my strategy with the deck building a little bit, but ultimately, I just didn't get the cards. Like, normally you want to get some sort of sacrifice shenanigans going on. Something with unkillable, maybe some worthy sacrifice. Or at least some stronger cards. Like, I did have the Grizzly, and I figured my only chance was to make the Grizzly really beefy. So I went for it, and I ended up not having the Grizzly in the end. So, like, might have been my one chance in getting through that. But even with 8 health, it still would have died in 2 hits. So I wouldn't have been able to get through all the Grizzlies. It needed 10 health. Because I stalled for a decent amount of turns. If I got that 4 damage, 10 health Grizzly, then it could have taken one column by itself. So I would have just needed to stall the other 3 columns long enough. That was my only chance, but unfortunately I didn't get the coin flip on the campfire. Okay, I think that's enough of that deck. Let's do the objectively best deck. And make it as hard as possible. Why not? Sigil sacrifice early on. Perfect. Double black goat? Nonsense. And there we go. Now we have our One Blood Wonder. So now we don't have to turn that card into the turn 1 win everything card. We can just turn any card into the turn 1 win everything card and just use this card to summon it. Once again, get rid of my items early so I can get better ones. And once again, the Burrowing Elk Fawn for some reason. He really likes them. Takes so much longer just to win round 1. Campfire. Well, if I can buff the Moose Buck or the Great White, just buff the Great White once and then that's turn 1, 5 damage. I lost the coin flip last time. I know my luck. I know what usually happens to me. What I need to do next is get rid of this mole. I don't see anything coming up that'll let me do that. Got the goat. Now that I've got the Great White that does 5 damage, the only item I need to beat the Grizzlies is a pair of scissors or the Wise Clock. Or the Skinner's Knife, if I can even... Damn it. Well, I didn't get either. So we'll just get that out of the way. Uh, oh, hey, the controller works. I didn't even think about that. I had it plugged in from this morning. Uh, though the only buttons that are working are the plus, minus, and joystick. Okay, L is down and R is forward. This moves the mouse. The right stick moves the mouse, but only to the extremes. To the extreme left and right. Interesting. It said controller was not supported, so I just assumed that it wouldn't work at all. But it does work. And I bumped the mic. Anyway. 8. That is enough. But then I get a pack rat. But I'd rather be guaranteed. I'd rather have a good item be guaranteed. And having a pack rat isn't a bad thing. It's just sometimes I don't want to have too many cards in my deck. Okay. Now we can get rid of the mole. Might as well put it on Moosebuck. So you see why the blood deck is the obvious best one, because you start with the black goat and you can obviously turn that into your one blood wonder for the fair hand mechanic. So now all I need to do to beat the Grizzlies is use the knife and play the Great White. Oh, excuse me. But I have to get to that point first. Actually, if I play it now and have him pass, or I might not even have to go that far. So 5 damage, 3 damage, flip, flip, flip. Then I kill the bullfrog, but then he flips over here. And then my Great White eventually dies. I'm not going to take the chances. Just going to use it. Eight grizzlies versus one shark. Who wins? Sweet. Don't think I could have asked for a better item. Pronghorn. What's better than doing 5 damage turn 1? Doing 10 damage turn 1. It's always the boulder. With the wolf pack, I probably have the lowest chance of getting 1-bloods. With the bugs, I probably have the highest chance of getting 1-bloods. Now I'll actually win turn 1. The mycologists. There they are. Oh, hee hee, I already have it. I could stall. Try to get a better item. I don't know. The Scissors are really all I need. Could have used it though, at least. Anticipation of a pack. Okay, mycologists or campfire. Mycologists. Might as well. So honestly hoping to put the Wolverine's sigil on this Great White before merging them. Oh well. This is still pretty good. Okay, there's a pack up ahead. Keep drawing at turn 1 anyway. It's just that easy. That might actually be useful in tandem with the bleach. Here we go. Now we need another good item. I do have a pelt. And that's where the pack is. Direwolf. There you have it. This is how you do it. This is the surefire way to win Skullstorm every time. Oh, I wanted to get 2 golden pelts. So close. Man, now I have to get rid of it. So this is why I don't usually do this, because it always just evolves into winning each fight turn 1. Which is cool, like, the novelty of it. But this isn't as fun as figuring out how to win whatever you're faced with at a given time. Damn it, it keeps giving me 1 bloods. Thank you. Oh no, a great white. It's a no-brainer. You gotta choose the one that's not a one blood. Ooh, what's this? It looks different. Is that 3 great whites? Or no, well, yeah, it would be, but... let's do a pronghorn. Aha. Very interesting. That's pretty good. That is awful. I think this is the only one that, you know, is kind of useful. River Snapper's pretty cool, but the Guardian Sigil doesn't work well against Leshy because all his cards get played at the same time. Not that we'll be able to use whatever we pick here. Something I always notice about the totems is that the 3D model for the bottom, if you look at the threads on the like spiral at the top, they're in the opposite direction that the top half of the totem would spin to screw onto it. I wish I had pointed it out earlier so you could see it in action now, but it always bugs me whenever I see it. Imagine not actually winning turn 1. A novel idea. Me cannons be like me lemon juicer, always ready to fire. I don't get it. Yar? Yar. Yar. Hey, that's pretty good. Heave ho. Yorga. That's quite enough. You know what I want? I want my adder. So I can do this. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. This poor shark, he's stuck on the right side. That's also not the adder. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bada bum 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 bum. Not that I'll be needing it. Bonk. Nice. Good shit. And that will conclude the stream. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank for. Hello, everybody. My name is Welcome. Thank you for choosing to spend your evening with me in the cozy cabin. I hope to see you all next time. I stream on Sundays. I hold on to the Sundays dearly because every other part of my life wants to take them from me. It's time to say goodbye.